everyone, and welcome to Daily Newspaper Analysis, which is brought to you by LawSeco. So, today we will discuss two articles. Both are from the Hindu. The first one is a cardinal omission in the COVID 19 package. So, this talks about the new package that has been announced by the government for the COVID 19 relief. So, what is the basic or one of the most important things that has been missed in this package will be discussed in this article. And the second one again is about prosecutor, not persecutor. So this talks about the role of public prosecutor in the criminal justice system and why is this particular position and role very, very important in bringing out the justice has been discussed here. This newspaper analysis is presented by me. My name is Sheva Khan. I am a law graduate and had completed my law degree in the year 2019 with a gold medal in my batch. Here at LawSeco, I'm working as a manager for current affairs vertical. If you wish to connect with me, you can find me on Twitter as well as LinkedIn. The links to both are given in the description box below. So this is the multiple choice question from yesterday's discussion. Shri Krishna Committee, or basically Justice B.N. Shri Krishna Committee, is related to, your options are terrorism, sustainable development, data protection, or none of the above. If you know the answer, you can put it down in the comment section below. This is the descriptive question for the day. What role does a public prosecutor play in the criminal justice system? So if you wish to download the PDF of these slides or you want to avail other study material like monthly newsletters, quizzes, daily quizzes, etc., you can join our Telegram channel. The link to this channel is given in the description box below, or you can simply scan this QR code given on the screen. Also, for extra and crisp information, do not forget to follow us on our official Instagram channels for LawSeco Judiciary, CLAT Prep, as well as UGC Net if you're preparing for any of these exams. So let's start our discussion for the day, which talks about the COVID-19 health package phase 2. So the union government recently has announced the India COVID-19 emergency response and health system preparedness package phase 2. So let's understand that what are the basic tenets or what are the basic things that are included under this. Basically, it's more of like a financial package. Let's see that what is the particular aim of this second package for COVID-19 health issue. To boost health infrastructure and prepare for a possible third wave of COVID-19 by, so what would be done? By increasing the COVID-19 beds in the hospitals. Second, to improve the availability and supply of oxygen. Third, to create buffer stocks of essential medicines for their purchased equipments. And finally, to strengthen pediatric beds. So these are the steps that are possibly, seen to be taken for the cure of COVID-19, basically, or to tackle COVID-19, the third wave of COVID-19, more efficiently as against the first and the second wave. But one thing that we need to pay attention here is that it fails to pay attention to improving the availability of health human resource. So of course, when it comes to other things like the infrastructural needs that have been talked about, but when we talk about the other things that were needed for the health of the human resource, so that has not been given due importance or due attention over here. So the vacancies from 30 to 80% for the staff in the government, especially in the health facilities, they are a big problem because had we had these people, many patients could have been given good amount of attention, but they couldn't be given so because of these vacancies. And thus these vacancies were also highly reported in rural health statistics and national health profile as well. Another problem, which almost is similar to this, is the workforce shortage. So, an ICU or a ventilator is of no use unless there are trained staff to run those and qualified doctors and nurses to attend the patients, right? So, when we talk about the infrastructure, like for example, having the equipments, having the appliances, having the hospital beds, oxygen cylinders available, etc., we also need to have workforce, we also need to have human resource that are trained enough that can actually make use of these facilities available. Even in recent cases also, you must have heard that many people had the oxygen cylinders, they had the ventilators, but there was nobody to even attend the patients. And because of they were novice, they did not know anything about these particular facilities, and as a layman they were not able to make use of these cylinders and ventilators. Many patients died due to this, and that is why it makes a very valid point over here that for making use of such ICUs and ventilators, etc., we also need to have trained staff to run them. So the article also proposes some steps that are needed in this direction. The second package should be supplemented by another plan to fill existing vacancies of health staff at all levels. So, firstly, yes, of course, we should pay attention towards filling these vacancies specifically in the health staff. Secondly, the objective approach to assess midterm human resource through Indian public health standards should be taken care of. Like, it's not just like if we are failing people, so we are not taking care of any quality of people who we are bringing in. Rather, some standards, specifically according to the Indian public health standards, should be followed while doing this. And thirdly, consider a comprehensive review of actions taken, of key decisions and government promises made. Of course, see why review is important, because it gives you an idea as to you have taken a decision, right? How much was this decision able to reap the benefit? How much was it actually able to work? Definitely, we need to review our decisions and then act accordingly into the coming future. And thus, the pandemic should be used as an opportunity to prepare India's health system for the future such problems. So let's discuss the second article for the day, which talks about role of public prosecutors and balance of interest. So recently, we got to know about the case of Stan Swami, and he actually also, he lost his life in the jail premises itself. So the prosecutors stand while mechanically presenting the investigating agency's case while demanding prolonged detention of the under trial throws up vexing questions about the role of public prosecutors in criminal justice system. Now here, when we talk about in the Stan Swami case, definitely there was a public prosecutor who was bringing out the interests of the investigating agencies, or basically who is representing the investigating agency. In that regard, this public prosecutor was definitely demanding the prolonged detention, that is, as long as possible detention of the under trial. But then again, it brings a question upon the actual or the real role of public prosecutors in the criminal justice system. So let's understand about this role that the public prosecutors play. Firstly, they have an ethical obligation to seek justice, balancing the interests of the victims, society, and those accused. So, see, when it comes to the public prosecutor, the reason why he is a public prosecutor and not just a normal prosecutor or a counsel or an advocate is that he has an ethical obligation over here, that he has to seek justice by doing what? He needs to balance. Now, balance the interests of whom? Not only the party that he is representing, right, but also of the victim, like of course the party that he's representing, the victims, the society, and also those who are accused in the case. Now this is something that adds an extra duty, an extra emphasis on the role of public prosecutors, that he is ethically responsible to balance the interests of the victims, the society, and also the accused. Then they represent public and not just mouthpiece of agencies. So here the public wants justice, right? It does not want a particular agency, like be it the National Investigation Agency or be it any government agency, any government department, CBI, etc. The public does not want that agency to win. Rather, the public wants justice to be served, right? So the public prosecutor should make sure that whatever steps he is taking into the court of law, it should serve the public and not just the agencies that he was actually representing. So he, in the real sense, is the representative of the public at large. So the Supreme Court in the case of Shiv Nandan Paswan versus State of Bihar in 1986 held that even though the prosecutors have a duty to represent executive for trying the offender and to see that the trial results in conviction, still they need not be extremely concerned about the outcome, right? So outcome, whatever has to be the one, either the court should be concerned with it, the judges should be concerned with it. But if we talk about the public prosecutor, his basic duty is to make sure that the trial goes on in a very ethical manner, and he should not specifically worry about the outcome of the case, because that is why he is different from the private advocates that are practicing. So the Delhi High Court in Jitendra Kumar versus State in 1999 held that the public prosecutor should act fairly and impartially and must be conscious of the rights of the accused as well. He is not only required to conduct prosecution, but also to respect and protect the rights of the accused. So every now and then it has been reiterated by the courts that the public prosecutor is not only responsible to the agency or the government executive that he's representing, but to the justice to be served at large. And for that, he needs to take care that the rights of the accused are also protected. Now, this article also provides for the way forward. Then it says that the under trial detention has become convenient means to punish those accused under laws such as UAPA. Now, of course, in our previous discussions also, we have gone through this problem of under trial detention. Now, what is under trial detention? If a trial is going on against me, I have still not been convicted by the court. Nothing has been proved as such against me. But still, many a times, in fact, most of the times, and specifically in the cases of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, what happens is that even the person, the accused, is sent to the jail. He's kept in the jail. And what happens is that after, like, let's say, after a year or two, when the judgment comes and he's given a clean chit, he has already spent a long time in jail, which definitely is not something that favors the fundamental rights of that person. And that is why we should take care of the fact that the under trial detention does not become a very common thing. So in 2019, 11% cases were closed because of insufficient evidence or because the accused was untraceable. The charge sheets were filed only in 9% of the cases, and the conviction rate was only 29.2% as compared to the average conviction rate of 50.4% in crimes under the IPC. So definitely the case in the, the situation in the case of UAPA is worse as compared to the other crimes under the Indian Penal Code. So India's two-third prison population are under trial. So can you understand the situation? Like, for example, if there are 100 people in the jails of India currently, out of these, 66 approximately are under trial, which means that in the eyes of law, they are still innocent, but just are accused or just cases are going on against them. So this was all for the day. We hope it was a good and informative session for you all. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to our channels and hit the bell notification to never miss an update in the coming times. Thank you so much.